Hey everybody, I am in Ann Arbor, Michigan right now, charging the electric. It is a Hyundai Genesis GV60, I do believe, and this has been it's been an interesting day. I mean, I really normally now that I've done this a couple of times, I have really started to be intentional about when it's an appropriate time to rent a EV versus a regular vehicle or a hybrid. Typically, is if I'm going to be traveling a lot, let's say over 100 miles, because at 100 miles, there's only 205 miles on the distance for this. This is the regular battery, not the extended range. Then I basically can only go somewhere and come back, and I'm probably going to have to charge depending on the weather conditions and how the car actually performs, or whether I'm running heat or whatever the case may be. So today I went to Frankenmuth, Michigan, which was like 81 miles from Ann Arbor. I'd already driven from Detroit, my home in Detroit, to Ann Arbor to pick up relatives, and then we drove out to Frankenmuth. When we got to Frankenmuth, there were no fast chargers in the city of Frankenmuth whatsoever. Every charger was a 6 kilowatt hour, or I think there may have been no, like they were all around 6 kilowatt hours. One may have been 8. So I did some charging there, but literally, even after over 3 hours worth of charging, I'd only gained like 10 or 20%, maybe 20% of battery health. So we went back out to Saginaw, and in Saginaw they have the 100 and 25 and 500 kilowatt hour chargers. Now we were able to use the 350 kilowatt charger hours. But here's the deal with that: if your car actually doesn't support the 350 kilowatts, which this one doesn't, it only goes up to like 125 to 130. So still, I was at the same charging time basically as I would be on a 125 kilowatt or 100 kilowatt charger. So you don't have to use a 350 kilowatt hour charger if you've got a vehicle that doesn't have that extra large capacity to handle the charge. So it's all about whether the battery overheat and cause damage or whatever, this and that and the third. Between EVgo and I think it's called Charge Plus or something like that, I think I prefer now the Charge Plus. They're a little nicer, maybe they're just newer, but they're hard to find the high power ones until you get into a densely populated area. So now that I'm in Ann Arbor, I'm at this BMW dealership, and at the BMW dealership there are 4 charging stations here. Charge point, that's what it is. There are four chargers here that are active, and so you got one with 2 on each of them. So there's 2 of them, and you just tap your phone and you have your credit card in the app and everything. And as soon as you tap your phone, basically the session starts. You plug the car in. This was a fairly easy plug in. It has the adapter to take out, the cover to take out, so you can use the high capacity charger. And an enjoyable trip. Not in the car, but this is it's a nice vehicle. It's what I would expect out of a Genesis. It's very, very nice. The rims were really amazing. My kids think it was excessive for this particular car, but interior is nice. The dash is nice. As you saw earlier, there is a roof which does not retract. That was sort of a shocker for me. And the back interior of the car, it's got a storage in the back. Pop the trunk open and store a few things. It even has a front hatch. I was a little shocked on that one too. And maybe I have never just looked under the hood of an EV lately. I just was going by what Tesla has. But here you go. You got your coolants, got your battery and everything. Then a little storage area here. You can store whatever you're going to store there. There's the Genesis. It's a little dusty here. but that's, you know, so a little bit more of a, what I would consider a typical hood situation. And then we'll go back here, and you can see the storage area back here. So, as I said before, I think that I would not have rented this particular vehicle. I might have gone for a hybrid, but they didn't. I don't think they actually had any hybrids in stock when I went in. I also would have done the Chevy Silverado. I understand that capacity is like 500 miles on a full charge. So that would have actually been more appropriate for all the running that I actually ended up doing on this trip. So this is once again, the Hyundai Genesis GV60. It is a 5-passenger vehicle. It's got plenty of room. I rode in the back for 2.5 hours a day, and I'm telling you, I mean, even in the back, there was just plenty of room and stuff. It was very convenient. You know, nice little storage areas for extra cup holders and stuff. And you know, like I said, I felt like it did me right. And even at the 80% charging, which I'm actually going to do the full charge tonight, because I have to go to Port Huron in the morning and back to Detroit. So all right, well, that's my review on the Hyundai Genesis GV60, and my, you know, critique of how, you know, how you should proceed. Just if you're going to rent an EV, you know, you want to take all things into consideration. You know, but if you're just going to be at the house, not even doing much, you know, at the hotel, not even doing much, and it's fine for a commuter, daily commuter, while you're out of town or on vacation. If you're just going to restaurants and local places and stuff like that, you know, 200 miles on the dash is absolutely fine. You always want to make sure there's adequate charging stations in your area. Check ChargePoint, check EVgo, check the Tesla chargers, if that's what you're doing, the turbo chargers. So, you know, this fast car boost is amazing. You know, you don't have to step on this any to get it to react. Plenty of places for charging phones and for you and all your friends and everything. Climate control was easy. Pairing with the car with your cell phone, once again, also easy. Supports Android Auto and also Apple Play. So, all right, y'all, be safe out there, and I'll be seeing you again in the future.